Who is your daddy and who does he work for? Get to the button! Subscribe! Do it now! If you tickle it, I'll giggle like a schoolgirl.
What's up, everybody? I'm Kevin Hansen. You're watching the Lawn Care Juggernaut, and I've got James with me here tonight. We just got done with a record-breaking day for us again. We knocked out 32 lawns in one day. This one was not one of them. Things came up. Anyways, this lawn, though, we wanted to talk about this lawn specifically because it is the smallest yard that I have, or I believe it is currently. I've had smaller yards, but this one I believe currently is the smallest yard we have. And small doesn't always mean it's the fastest, but because of the size of this, I just wanted to show in real time, how long it actually took. Now I want to say most yards, whether it was this size or a little bigger, back when I first started and I was push mowing and I was solo, yards this size and even double this size would generally take about 30 minutes to an hour, and that's kind of how it always was. So I was lucky to get 2 an hour done. James, tell me, what do you think about this lawn?
That's not bad. That's pretty quick. The grass is so nice. I try to be really careful when I'm weed eating because I don't want to burn it.
All right, so it's cool that you brought that up because last year, this lawn was weeds and dirt. Right before the GIE, I seeded it with Kentucky 31. I dropped a 50-pound bag on this property, and I didn't aerate. I didn't rough up the surface with a rake. I didn't do any of that. I just threw it down, and now it's like one of the best looking lawns on the block. Fescue is amazing grass. You throw it down, you water it, it grows. If you throw it down in the right time of year, you don't even have to water it because it waters itself. James hasn't done any seeding with me yet. But
I don't know anything about your grasses.
I know people are like, why are you using the big mower on that tiny yard? And I just want to say, because I have it. I bought it to use it, so regardless of what size the front yard is, guess what's going on it? The 61. Plus, I got to pull out the 61 before I get to 36. So if I gotta move the mower and I'm sitting on it, I might as well mow with it. And that's how you become efficient. When I first started, there's this weird trippy thing that you go through when you have a mower and you get a bigger one. So you've been push mowing the whole time, and then you get a bigger mower, and you feel like the customer's gonna be like, why are you using that mower? And some of them will, but you'll phase those clients out. Just know that's gonna happen. Or you won't. I don't know. Those aren't my type of clients. I don't enjoy it. But look how tiny this backyard is. It's a little one. Now it's got some cool landscaping. Sometime when I do another video, I'll actually go over and explain the landscaping because she's got a lot going on for being a small yard. But it only takes a couple passes. Now, even though it's small, it's got a lot of obstacles to weed eat around. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, definitely. I have noticed I've gotten better at telling what's okay to weed eat and what's not okay to weed eat just from going to her yard though.
Yeah, sometimes she's got random flowers growing in the yard, and she does not want us to mow them. In which, I'm cool. And normally I can spot a flower while I'm mowing, and I'll go around it if I know that's the type of client. Just so you guys know, there are some people that want that done. Generally, if there's a flower in the turf, I mow it, unless the customer asks otherwise. But you look at those beautiful stripes. A little bit of zigzagging back there, you don't really have a choice on a yard that small. And I only have one path I can take. And so I don't rut it because I only have one path. I stagger.
I look like I hit that grass really low.
That is something you don't want to do with fescue. If you take it too low, you can burn it out. Luckily, this is a shot from pretty early in the spring. We've had a couple rains since then. He's not going to hurt it. Although this fescue will have a hard time. We're in the transition zone, and it gets real hot here. So Kentucky 31's like fescue and ryegrass and stuff. If I believe so. I don't know. I just know it grows really well. It actually grows fast here. So I use it, and it grows in the sun, it grows in the shade. I'm like, yep, that's what I'm gonna use. I don't go into the whole science of looking at every little seed that's in it and what kind of weeds might be in it. I just toss it out there. That's my thing. I look at what works and I go for it. I like Georgia, by the way. James doesn't know much about grasses yet. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I know I like fescue.
You know, fescue just looks so good.
Well, it's soft to walk on, too.
Yeah. I seeded my yard a couple of years ago, and I put 80 pounds on 1,000 square feet. It was amazing. Since then, I've let it die. So we're kind of wrapping up on actually mowing and weed eating. We're going to be blowing off the property now. So this is James with the blower. He's blowing it off. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I'm behind the camera. I'm playing with the camera.
Oh, I thought you were on the phone with a client.
Yeah, well, that's something you have to do a lot of the times. It's nice when you have an employee, if you have to talk to a client or you have to, be on the phone with a client. The work continues. If you're solo, if you get stuck on the phone for 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 30 minutes there, whatever, you will get caught in conversations you don't want to get caught in. Home advisor. But, so it's nice to have an employee because you can keep rolling. And, the more employees you have, the more you're leveraging your time. So it's a good thing. All right, so at this point, I was editing, ended up with a gap in the audio. So I'm going to use this time just to tell you to subscribe. Do that right now.
Just click it, guys.
Anyways, this is a cool shot coming up. I do want to add this in wherever it transitions. Okay, watch the way he blows the door right here. You see how he blew up on top of the door? And it hits the air will backdraft. So it'll kind of go down against the door and then back out so that it blows the grass away from the door and not underneath it. That's important. And then right here, he's blowing off the rock ledge, the brick there, because grass will sit on that. And it'll sit up against the wood and it'll look tacky. Okay? You don't want to do a surface that looks tacky. But it's also going to sit up against that wood, get wet and rot. I like blowing off the back porch with all the obstacles.
Oh, man. This one's actually kind of rough to blow off, man.
She used to have a little glass lantern on the ground, and I was always afraid of knocking the glass out of it.
Oh, man, I hate it when the little knickknacks in the yard and stuff.
So we're coming up to the end of the video, and if you watch this far, comment down below for the phrase of the day that James knocked that pot over and didn't put it back. All right, obviously I'm playing with him, but I'm using this as an opportunity to tell him what my expectations are. So it's kind of cool to see stuff on video. All that said, thank you guys for hanging out, and we'll see you in the next one.